Welcome to this segment of Soul, Silence, and Sound. This is brought to you by BeSimply.
Stars, trees, clouds, and the moon. They all have a meaning and they look just like you.
Segment of Soul and Lunar Cycles. We are in the new moon for the 5th cycle. Here on this annual solar return, the new moon arrived about 5:30 a.m. here on the west coast of the North American continent. And as we've entered in, if you have been paying attention leading up to this, you might have noticed you're dreaming and things rising up and in and around you. So what I want to share today is about new beginnings and to get after it. A lot of holding patterns have occurred, especially over the past 4 years or so, and maybe more or less for certain people. And when I work with my students and my clients, I always point their attention to that we have these cycles, and oftentimes there's a repeat of certain things until two things. One, maybe it's not the exact moment, maybe when you completed something and you launched it and it's not ready for its go time. And so it'll circle around and you'll meet it again. Also, there's this other aspect that if there's a lesson to be learned, and that was the theme of last week's Dharma talk and meditation, is that it'll keep circling around, meaning in this annual cycle, and you'll have certain pockets of time in seasonally, spring, winter, fall, summer, and these lessons will appear very much like women are uniquely fertile at different times in their annual solar cycle. So it was by design to kind of captivate all of humanity's attention in a way that really has been a distraction, has been a difficult time for everyone in the sense that people have been challenged in so many different ways. And there are still a lot of things going on here on planet Earth. However, when we look at the big picture, that everything's happening all at once, that there's reconciliations of our past actions happening. There are things that might appear to be atrocities, however, they're part of that giant wheel of samsara, all in an effort to get us to this gateway that we've entered into, where we are in a golden age of mastery and refinement. And so anything that's pulling you to be overly distracted or inspiring you to cause harm is pulling yourself into that paradigm that most of humans on planet Earth are trying to leave. I don't think anyone wants any more pain, suffering, and so forth. And the opportunity that's in front of us right now is to stay focused on the mastery of our inner self and how we present it to the outside world. And so these new beginnings might feel like a repeat. They might feel like I've been here before, or I did this already, or it's not working still, or I don't know if I can do this again. However, that's really, if you can approach each day as a new beginning and practice setting down the trials, the tribulations, the small stuff. And sometimes that big stuff, you just got to let it rest because you might have to tend to it as you move forward in each day for a period of time. This would be like if someone has a great disharmony in their physical body, they've incurred some outside conditions that have really altered their way that they view the world. So no matter how big or perceptually big or small it is, it's really to get in the practice that those things that really might weigh you down, that you let them rest, let them be, kind of like If you can't completely let it go, then you let it like simmer till you naturally are fully free of it. And so these new beginnings that are happening right now, and I've gleaned a little bit of this from some astronomical phenomena. As people keep saying that we're really in Taurus in the sky, but we're supposed to be in Gemini. And, you know, I want to remind everyone, and this is so important, that we are not fixed. I've said this before. There's nothing fixed about anything that's going on right now. You might be like right now looking at your phone or looking at something in your home or outside, and you might see that's fixed. That's tactile. But really on the most deepest level, we are these energetic forces that are experiencing perceptual physical reality. And so what that means is that you have a lot more potential than you access on a daily basis, because the way our system has been set up, it's to distract you and really impede you from being your full entire energetic being that's oscillating through this dimensional plane. And what that means is that when you really attune to your force within you, when you really attune to that force, then you show up in that greatness and with that ability to shine as bright as possible. Because each and every one of you has a unique alchemy. You have a unique history, and you have wisdom and intelligence that is there for you to transcend into a physical realm and be of service to it. And this age that we're entering into is all about that. It's really about transcending the highest aspect of self into the physical plane. And if you think about our ancestors and the many ancestors before us, it's been reverse. You know, our history's been rewritten. It's been manipulated. As I've mentioned, all the sciences, everything, all theology, all manipulated to hold your attention away from tapping into your highest expression and focus daily on expressing that out into your immediate surroundings. And when everyone focuses on that, the world is a much different place. And there isn't a need for harming one another. There isn't a need for push-pull. There's plenty to go around. And there's more freedom to take time and space to really to take space to honor those things. So as much as possible, I encourage you right now to really sit down and say, okay, I'm at this beginnings point, and we're approaching, this would be the moon cycle that leads us into summer and winter. However, you know, you have to also look, we can't go by Gregorian calendars. We can't go by necessarily even the constellations or astrology as we know it today, because that's been manipulated too. They've omitted a 13th cycle from that to lock people in. So if you have the space today, tomorrow, whenever this is meeting you, really encourage you to sit down and feel into what in this moment is pulling you, what from the inside out is pulling you to focus on, to create, and to be. Because there's all these outside influences that are really pulling us, because maybe we've been in fight or flight as a humanity your whole entire life, unbeknownst to you, just trying to make like simple things like ends meet, meaning food, water, shelter, and currency. Meanwhile, most of all of that pressure on humanity has been from an outside force that doesn't even participate in this way of being, meaning they are outside of the pressures that we have. So this is our moment to start fresh, to step out of the Colosseum, that we no longer have to be held hostage to the people, places, and things that are watching for their own entertainment, curiosity, and maybe their own studies. And what that means is that once we step out of, it's like an unhealthy relationship. Once we step out of that coliseum, then we can start to really put our attention towards the communities and those great works. And when we start to support one another in the development of our great work, something really beautiful happens. It's not about the quote unquote 7 deadly sins. It's about really championing for one another and really having this ability to have conversation and an approach where it's like, wow, what do you think of this? What do you think about that? It's really bringing society back into a philosophical, artistic, contemplative space to see what is possible. And, if we go back to that point of the fixed point, so much in scriptures and all kinds of things want to fix it. Like, you do this and you get to go here. We are not playing Monopoly. It feels like it, but we're not playing Monopoly, cosmically speaking. Because you're an oscillating, vibrating force of energy, you have the ability to give your input just by understanding that, and then continuing to place your attention where you want it to be. If our attention continues to go towards the people, places, and things that are creating a puppet show for us, one that is really with the intent to cause suffering, all we're doing is undermining our own great work and the great work of all our brothers and sisters. So you might say, well, how is this possible? Because when people go to the macro level, they feel like they have to start from this macro level out. But if you think about in nature, nature shows us. She starts with a seed and it grows up, out, and then you get to see like, oh, is this going to germinate and grow into a plant and make it? Or is that one just not destined to? And it'll go back to the soil and come back again potentially in a whole annual cycle again, bringing back that opportunity for a new beginning. So also, as I mentioned last week, was that if you have the space to really spend time understanding your cycles and how your body, your mental, physical, emotional body are responding each lunar cycle, this will be very beneficial to you because we can't stay at a constant. It's like running a marathon. You train to run a certain speed and improve on that. But within that race, I use that because I used to do that, run marathons so long ago. But you train to run a certain pace and you hope to hold the pace. But you do realize that you have to hold yourself back in the beginning and then save enough reserves for the end so you can balance out that pace and get to the time you want, or just complete it in a way that you feel really energized by. And so we are at that moment where you really want to connect to what you have to offer and start from a guise of like, how do I pace myself with all that I want to create, all that I have to offer myself, my community, my family, so that I can see it come forth. And so that's why we're not in a place where we need to repair our society from a macro level. That clearly hasn't worked. It doesn't work. There's nothing about it that worked. It failed. Big capital F, fail all around the world. And so now the way to do it is like Mama Earth. The cosmic mother is here and the earth mother's wide awake. And so it's from the earth up and seeing what's going to germinate, what's going to take hold, and to be patient with it. When we contrast this with a digital age that moves so rapidly, unnecessarily rapidly, it serves in certain situations, but others not at all. That we lose sight that we're really looking for the seedling, the sapling, we're looking for the plant, and we're looking for the conditions that can give us this feedback loop here in the present moment as far as the pace of something, And several weeks ago, I planted, my seeds, and I have certain plants that are growing and moving very rapidly, and I have other plants. I'm like, oh, come on. But I realized as I tuned in, they have a longer cycle till they can really get hardy. And once they take hold, they will actually be quite, maybe even invasive, but it's a process. So if you apply that metaphor to your physical life right now, that will help you in your most immediate surroundings. In addition, it'll help you with the repair of what failed society. So the final thing I want to share about the new beginnings is that so many beings in this very dynamic system we live in have been under the trick that you thought a savior was coming for you. And some of you still might, quote unquote, believe that. And what I would say is that I'm quite certain that energy and that idea has already met you, and maybe you weren't awake to notice it. And so rather than wait for something to help you, it's time for you to help yourself and help your brothers and sisters, and to start fresh, whatever it is, whatever you've been working on, whatever you want, bring it forward and start fresh. And then also everything and anything that has caused you suffering up until this point, to the best of your ability, make it into compost, turn it back into the soil, and take that energy and continue to grow and nourish what you're ready to build. And so that new beginning is now. It'll be tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. But it's really important that you create the focus to meet that and not get discouraged by leaving the Colosseum and wishing that that story that was created would have ended differently. It didn't work. It wasn't successful. A lot of people have suffered. A lot of people have lost their lives unnecessarily. And it's time for all of us to redirect to rebuilding and starting fresh. And as agonizing as that might be, know that you'll have the time and space to heal and process. But as much as possible, go ahead and put that energy into the soil and allow it to rise back up. And the one thing I feel I should note is those that have lost. There are many of us that have lost a lot over these past several years, especially unnecessarily. We've lost family, friends, businesses, mental strength, emotional strength, maybe even physical strength. That was not, quote unquote, in vain. Part of that, the process that we've been in, is to awaken. So for those that exited unnecessarily from our perception, understand that that's part of the awakening, and the energy, just like that little seedling that maybe doesn't make it, goes back in and comes back out. And so the people that you miss and that you wish were here, the things that you've lost, can be rebuilt. And sometimes they come back better and stronger, with a new perspective on what you value and what's important. So I welcome all of you, with all that being said, to come up into an upright seated position. I welcome you in this meditation. If your mind is busy, meaning you think a lot, to keep your eyes open on a focal point down in front of you. For those of you that have a strong meditation practice and a quiet mind, go ahead and close your eyes. And we're just going to gently bring our back up and drop down our shoulders. And then take a nice gentle breath in. And out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. Another one. Inhale. And exhale. And then gently from there, following your breath in and out. And just notice and observe your breath.
we sing. It is beyond form. Look, it cannot be heard. It is beyond sound. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Wait, it cannot be be seen. It is beyond form. Look, it cannot be heard. It is beyond sound. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Listen, it cannot be seen. It is beyond form. Look, it cannot be heard. It is beyond sound. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Listen, it cannot be seen. It is beyond form. Look, it cannot be heard. It is beyond sound. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Wait, it cannot it is beyond sound. Weight it cannot be held back. The sands are falling. Weight it cannot be held back. The sands are falling.
And gently from there, I welcome you to gently lean back and recline or move fully into Shavasana, a prone position on your back with your palms facing upward as we transition into receiving sound. As you settle in, just take a nice gentle breath into the heart and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one more inhale. And exhale. And then continue to follow your natural breathing pattern.
Vo Adono aniveyai Adeye aniram Ado aniyai Ado aniram Ado ahiyai Adeye ahum Ado ahiyaram Adeye ahayi Adeye ahayi Hmm.
Taking a soft, gentle breath in and out of your heart center. Gently breathing in and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Another one, inhale. And exhale. And as you continue to breathe in and out, I want to welcome you to following your natural breathing pattern. And then when you're ready, you're going to rise up into a seated position, taking another deep breath in and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. And then gently from there, just allowing everything that has transpired during this journey to just be there with you. And if you have the space, just take some moments before you move into the next to just feel into what your new beginnings are. I encourage you every day, feed into those fresh starts. You know, oftentimes we feel we don't have a fresh start, but you do. Upon every sunrise and at every sunset, you get to lay to rest your great deeds and any learning moments. And then you get to start again. So I welcome you to be there, to be here. And I thank you for taking the moments to listen in. So this is that moment for you to get at it when you're ready. I also want to thank Kadri Scott, Dante Marino, Random Rab. Please support the arts. This is the era we're going into. And we're going into a well society. Hint, hint, hint. Therefore, creation will be a great focus as we move forward. And those that have stepped into a level of authenticity, humility, and resonance with their highest intelligence that they can reach right now will be supported. The smoke and mirrors are falling away. So with that being said, we're going to exit out with a little Kadri Scott, Fields of Flowers. And until next time, this is Suzanne signing out with a full heart, a soft gaze, a deep bow, and a namaste. Peace.